Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great Monday. I decided that since my plans changed due to the snowy weather, that I would get on here and record a video about application of false eyelashes, kind of everything you need to know about that. I've had at least 5 different people ask me to do a video about this, so I decided I would go ahead and do it. I just recorded this and then my phone stopped right in the middle of it. I'm not sure why. So it's take 2 and we're going to do this again. Hopefully we can get through it this time. I'm going to try to talk quickly and go over this information quickly so this video is not super long. But just to preface the instructional portion with a little bit of information, I was really intimidated to ever wear false lashes. I thought they were all going to be like thick, over dramatic looking lashes that everyone would see you and know that you had them on. And so it was never going to be something that I would do. However, after shopping around some, watching a few YouTube videos and things like that about it, I decided that you could get pretty natural looking false lashes that would give you a little more volume and a little more length. At a pretty inexpensive price, and that the application wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So with some practice, now I can have them on in like less than 2 minutes. And the first time I tried, it took me 20 minutes. And I still really wasn't happy. And actually I went somewhere and someone said, they look great, but it's lifting up in the corner. And I was grateful that she said that, so then that way I would know. But just to let you know, it was some trial and error and it did take some practice. But hopefully with this information and these little tips about it, it might be easier for you to apply them. That's the hope anyway. And if nothing else, maybe you just got some entertainment out of this. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the lash information. The kind that I use are Ardell. And I use this kind because A, I like the really natural looking lash, and B, they're easily accessible. I don't have to order them online and wait for them to be delivered. I can just run to Walgreens or Walmart and pick up a package. And the kind that I get are, I don't have a brand new pair because I wasn't planning to record this today, but this is the packaging that it comes in. So it's a twin pack. I think it's like $5.74 for 2 pair. And they last probably 4 to 5 wears per pair. I could probably make mine last longer if I didn't put mascara on them, but I really like to blend my real lashes in with the falsies, so it's not overly obvious exactly where mine end and the falsies begin. So when you take them out of the package, you can bend. I've seen people bend the packaging, so then the lashes, I'm trying to show you how exactly. There you go. Kind of like that. So then the lash is going to stick up if it's stuck on here, because they do have a little bit of adhesive that makes them stick to the packaging. And just pull them up off the packaging like that. But I trim them to fit my eyes because my eyes are not the hugest in the world. And so I just peel from the outer corner, because I'm going to trim that part off anyway. So if they get a little damaged in the peeling off process, then it's not a big deal. Then I like I said, a thinner, more natural looking lash, which is like this one. It's got some mascara on it, as you can see. But if you compare it to a thicker looking pair, which I tried, and only wore once, you will be able to see the difference. I'm going to try to hold it by the inner band on each side and hold them up side by side, kind of in front of my forehead, so you can see the difference. This pair looks more, it adds some length to it, but it's not as thick. This one. These are the ones I wear all the time. If I'm going for a more dramatic look, maybe I'm going to a special event or something, then I might use the thicker ones, but these are good for every day. Also, a thinner band is easier to apply than a thicker band. So to get started, you're going to want something with a thinner band. The Ardells have a very thin band, and those are the ones that are going to be less noticeable once you get it applied. So I recommend trying something with a thin band first while you practice. The thicker bands are harder to conceal, and they're just really harder to work with in getting them positioned. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to these. You can buy a kit, and I think that's the first thing I bought from Ardell, and I think it was like $5 and change, and it had a small tube of glue, some tweezers, because some people like to use tweezers to apply them, and one pair of lashes. And so I kept those tweezers around. I still have them, but I don't use tweezers any longer, and I will show you how I do that. If you try it and it's not working with your fingers, then using some tweezers is another way that a lot of people do it. The kind of glue that I buy is the Duo Lash Glue. This is white, but it dries down to be clear. So I'm going to go ahead and do this because I can talk more as it dries. The first time, okay, first of all, I'm going to you just squeeze a little bit out of the tip and be very, very careful. And then you just rub it along the band of the lash. And I'll show you after I get it applied. So it's not a lot, but it's a decent little amount. I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the other one. And then I'll talk to you more about it after we get this glue on. Okay. So I applied it on that one as well. I got a little more than I usually do on that one, but that's okay. All right, so when your lashes come in the package, you're going to need to trim them down, as I spoke about a few minutes ago. I just held mine up to my eye the first time, and something to remember is you don't want it to go too far into the outer corner and too far into the inner corner. The reason being is that's where you're going to get some irritation from the lashes if they're not placed right or if they're too big. So if I ever don't trim mine down correctly in the outer corner, it will irritate me, and then that's going to make the glue come up because my eye will water, and then eventually it'll wear off my makeup over here too. So it's important to get them the right size. I just held mine up and then just kind of pinched it where it needed to be trimmed off the first time. And the best thing for me that I found to use are either some nail clippers or some very small nail scissors. Because larger scissors, where the lashes are flimsy, if you hold it up and then you go to cut it, then the lash is just going to move up and you won't get an accurate cut. So that's why I recommend the clippers or the small scissors, because then the lash isn't going to move up as soon as you go to push the blades together. The first video that I watched about this, about putting eyelashes on, they said let the glue dry for about 30 seconds so it gets tacky, and then apply the lash, but that wasn't long enough. Really and truly, it needs to sit for about 2 minutes before you go to apply. If the glue is still too wet, then the lash is going to slide all over your eye as you're trying to get like the ends pushed down, and then that makes it really difficult to get them into place where they need to be and get them to stay in place. So I let mine dry about 2 minutes. You don't want it to let it dry so much that the glue goes clear, because then it's all the way dry and then it's not going to stick to your eye, but you don't want it to still be wet and gloopy looking. Like I said, the first time I tried this, it took me like 20 minutes, and now I can do it in under 2 minutes, sometimes even less than that. So it just takes some practice. I practiced a lot when I had nowhere to go. That way I wouldn't get frustrated because I was running out of time and had to be somewhere. I just practiced when I was sitting at home one day doing a whole lot of nothing. So I think that this is probably about dry now, or not dry, but ready to apply. So I grabbed the first one. You'll be able to see on your lashes where the inner part is shorter than the outer part, just like on your natural lashes. Your inner lashes are not as long as right in the center and on the outside. I just kind of move them back and forth like this so they're nice and flexible and workable. And then I'm going to use a mirror here while trying to let you still see what I'm doing. You want to come in from the top, not from the front, because you want your lashes to point up and you want to be able to get as close to your natural lash line as possible. So I come in from the top. I don't have it held right. There we go. That's much better. Come in from the top. Place it down kind of in the center so it's not pushed all the way down yet. Then I take the outer portion and kind of push it down. And I do the same with the inner portion. Where they're going to lift and come off the most is going to be on the inner corner and the outer corner. So you want to make sure you get that really nicely secured. So just keep pushing it down till it seems like it sticks. Then I just kind of squeeze in the middle. And then once I've got the outer corner and the inner corner down nicely and the center pushed right along the lash line and my glue is starting to dry, then I just push up on the lashes because I want them to point upward. I don't want them pointing down. And after I do that, I just kind of push the inner and outer corner down one last time. And they're on that side. As you can see, the band is right up against my lash line because the glue hasn't completely dried yet. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the other one on before this glue gets too dry on it, and it might have because I was talking. But again, we're going to go straight from, get my hair out of the way. There we go. Straight from the top, go in a downward motion like that and get it placed on. And then you push it down. This might have dried too much because it's not really staying. I'm going to apply just a little more glue to this one. I think I talked too long, and so it got a little too dry, but I'm not going to put as much as I put the first time. We'll just let that dry for a second. Okay, so you're going to want to let them dry. By the way, this glue smells terrible. You're going to want to let it dry once you get it applied without bothering it too much at first, okay? So we're going to just continue to let that dry for a second. I'm going to blow on this one to get it drier faster. That really never happens, but I just talked way too much, so we're going in again. Can wave it to, now it should be dry enough to go on because I didn't put a lot on. So we just went downward, pushed it down on the outer corner, and I pinch it down to the inner corner, and then we just push up just a little bit. But you can see where the line of glue is, how close that is to my natural lash line. You really want them to be right up against where your lashes are. So we've got them both on, and that had a little bit of a error to it because I had to go in the second time since my glue was too dry. But that was good because then it shows you kind of what to do in that situation. All right, then I just take some eyeliner, whether you use a felt tip pen or a brush like this one is, or you use a pencil even, that's fine too. But I just take it, this is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, which I'll talk more about it when I do my eyes video. But I just take it, and I already have eyeliner on, but what I'm gonna do is I want to camouflage that lash band. So I just kind of pull my eye a little bit, but not too much because you don't want to pull the lash right off. And I just go right over top the band so that band will blend in with my lashes and my lash line. Then I go over it with, let me see if I can find my mascara. I'm looking in the mirror to get it. Okay. Then I go over it with some mascara. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. But it really doesn't matter what kind of mascara you use when you wear falsies. I personally like waterproof. But it doesn't really matter what kind you wear because the falsies are going to do the work. But I just want to blend my lashes in with my false lashes in with my natural lashes. So I just kind of do like that, right where they meet. And then I get the tips of the falsies, so I just close my eyes and get the tips of them, so it really shows off that length of them. All right, I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye off camera since the glue has dried now, and then I will be right back to sign off on this video. Okay, so I just wanted to get you guys a little closer now that I'm finished with the application to show them to you so you can see that they, you know, you can't really tell where the false lashes and the real lashes begin and end. And they just add a lot of length and volume, but they don't look extremely unnatural. If you like more of a glam look and you want to go for the unnatural looking, like thicker band, thicker, fuller lash, then that's great. You're just a little more glam than I am, because I want mine to look more everyday, just kind of like I have a little bit of length and a little bit of volume to my real lashes. Again, those were the Ardell 110s. They run about $5.74, I think, for 2 pair. I get about 4 to 5 days worth of wear per pair, and the glue lasts forever. I mean, it's like $5 for a big tube, and like I said, it's the 3rd tube I've bought. But you can pick all that stuff up at Walmart or Walgreens. Hopefully this has helped you with the eyelash application. If you don't have any nails and you have trouble getting the inner corner or the outer corner of it done, then just take some tweezers and push down, or like a makeup brush that has a long, thin handle on it, and use that to push it down. But it just takes some practice. Once you practice a little bit, then you will feel more comfortable doing it, as with anything when it comes to makeup application. If you practice a little bit, it makes perfect. But just try it sometime when you're not pressured to be anywhere. You have time to really have some trial and error. That's the best way to do it, so you don't get too frustrated. That's what I did, and then I ended up getting to the point where I can do it in 2 minutes or less, so it doesn't add a lot of time to your makeup routine. Hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and my next video I'm gonna do is kind of an eyeshadow application. I might even do this look like I did today. I'm not 100% sure, but that will be the next one I do, and I will probably do it tomorrow. So enjoy your day. Stay safe out there if you're somewhere where the roads are a little slick and scary, and I will see you again soon. God bless.